My watch list is 6-7 shows long. No, really. There are 67 entries on that list, about 20 of which are shows I either need to finish or need to rewatch from the beginning. Many of those are very long and I really want to get them cleared out, and altogether, assuming 25 minutes for each episode of content I need to finish, I have about 500 hours worth of catching up to do. That's an endeavor about on par with watching all of One Piece from the beginning, combined with being employed, a student, and making these videos on the side. All this is to say, I really don't have the time to be starting more new shows right now. No, not even that one. No, I don't care that everyone who read the manga loved it. I don't care that it's got stylistic overlap with shows like Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill, only some of my favorite anime of all time. I don't care that all of my weeb friends are recommending it to me. I do not have room for more shows. Great. They're making a second season. Which means if I wait any longer, it's going to be that much more of a pain to get started watching this show. I do want to watch it. Oh well, it's only 24 episodes now, I may as well knock out what there is and then I can watch the rest as it airs.
Alright, lock the hell in, guys!
What you just heard was the chain of events that led to me watching the one season that currently exists of Gachiakuta, and oh boy am I glad I did. For one thing, it means that for once I can actually follow a shonen without needing to binge hundreds of episodes to get caught up, but for another, this is one of the best anime I've seen in a very long time. Now I'm not gonna claim to have seen all the amazing shows that have come out over the past couple years, because aforementioned busy schedule, but I don't want to sell myself short either. I've seen some really good shows in that time. Frieren, Ranking of Kings, Licorice Recoil, plus I saw some classics for the first time like Cowboy Bebop and FMA Brotherhood, but even compared to those, I think this show is something pretty special. This was love at first sight for me. Anyway, I probably better tell you what it's all about, shouldn't I? I was gonna make a joke here about the premise being literal actual trash, but I love the show too much. I can't bring myself to do it. This is Rudo.
Rudo, what are you doing here?
It's Rudo. Got that, shithead?
He's the trash man.
I come out, I throw trash all over the ring, and then I start eating garbage.
As someone who works in a thrift store, he's a man after my own heart. He sees the second life that's left in the things that other people carelessly throw away.
Someone had just cared, it'd have been fine!
And also, much like many thrift store workers, he got falsely accused of the murder of his adoptive father and thrown into the trash pit underneath the floating island he lives on. Man, I always hate it when that happens. That'll make me at least 15 minutes late on my break. Anyway, once he gets down there, he figures out that his passion for recycling isn't just honorable and ecologically sound, it's a real actual power. He can use the gloves his dead stepdaddy gave him to bring out the full potential and worth of an object. And what that means in practice is he's spec'ing hardened improvised weapons. Kind of, not exactly. You see, every piece of trash he uses his power on has its own unique powers and abilities, which makes for some really interesting and creative fights. Like, look at this clip. He's letting his injured ally attack him so that the talisman he's using that's protecting him will move the guy into the right spot to hit the guy they're actually fighting. Real competitive Pokemon shit. Also, sometimes he's just beating the crap out of people with railroad crossing signs or beating the crap into people with a toilet plunger.
Time out! I call time out!
Already one of my favorite anime protagonists, but he's just one of so many awesome characters in this show. We got Remlin, the graffiti gremlin.
The time has finally come for me to make an addition to the Spellcaster's Bureau!
Belligerent perfectionist / part-time cinnamon roll Zonka.
I was being nice to you, dirtbag!
Resident badass Corvus, and the list goes on from there. My favorite's probably Jabber, who seems to get more insane with every second he's in focus on screen.
I just told you who I am. It's your boy, Jabba!
Or maybe it's Amo with her whole thing. Or maybe it's Rio. I mean, she fights with magic scissors, so she's basically Ryuko Matoi, and as far as I'm concerned, she's one of the all-time anime goats. Look, I don't know. There are too many good characters. It's not an easy choice. These are the guys Rudo is either working with or fighting against on his quest to get back up from the ground, where he landed, to the sphere, where he fell from, find the guy who actually murdered his stepdad, and punch him in the face.
I'm gonna find that mask-wearing creep and beat his ass!
I gotta point out something that's just freaking awesome. Sphere and ground are the localized names, but the literal Japanese names have meanings closer to heaven and underworld. The implication being that Rudo, having been cast out of heaven, has made it his life's work to fight his way back up there from hell and beat the shit out of everyone who wronged him.
I'm coming back, and I'll kill you all!
Did I mention I love this guy?
You precious little softy, you.
Anyway, the ground's the world we focus on the most, and may I just say, this world looks incredible. I mean, yeah, it's full of trash. I probably wouldn't want to live there, but it's a great place to visit. I love seeing anime do gritty settings like this. I'm a big fan of Cowboy Bebop. Obviously, I brought up Gurren Lagann earlier, so seeing these underworld cities tagged with street art and held together using whatever the locals could scrounge up is right up my alley. But then you get away from the cities and you see the no man's lands like the massive trash wasteland and the red sand trash desert and the abandoned buildings that feel like ancient Roman ruins in context. Like, honestly, I think this show might just have my favorite anime setting, period.
Well, I don't know how the scenery compares down here, but there's plenty of rooms, trash, and yelling.
And that grid I brought up a second ago is something they continue on with at the soundtrack, which is heavily influenced by stuff like metalcore and rap. It's a very urban sound. If you watch my review of Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beast, you know I'm a sucker for action scenes backed by rapping, so of course I love that usage here. And metal and fight scenes is also something I love, and I also loved how they did that most of the time. You see, even though I was a metalhead back in high school, I was never really big into metalcore so much. A lot of that genre was just a bit too noisy for me, and the first opening song is a good example of that. I didn't really care for that one so much. But the second one was awesome. And that, along with some of the show's other music, was apparently done by one of the English Hololive people. That means something to someone out there. And normally this is the part where I would talk about the stuff I think the show does wrong, but to do that here, I've really got to nitpick. Like I said, I don't care for that first opening song, but who cares? It's an opening song. Amo's backstory was a bit of an uncomfortable watch, but it was supposed to be, so no, that's a positive. And good on this show for actually taking that topic seriously. Maybe there were 1 or 2 times I didn't laugh at its jokes, but that might just be down to having watched those episodes early in the morning and not having fully woken up yet. I can't even complain about the dub, because damn if this isn't one of the best I've ever heard for an anime.
Instead, I'm gonna take everything you just took a shit on, shove it straight down your throat, and make you thank me for the privilege. And then I'll put my foot in your ass!
Damn it, I need something to critique! This is supposed to be a review! Don't get me wrong though, all this praise is well deserved, because it's shows like Gachiakuta that give me the same excitement I got from watching anime for the first time back as a middle schooler. Now that anime's hit the mainstream to the extent that it has, there's so much trash falling from the sky that it's a real struggle to sift through the heap and find the ones that can link with my vital instrument, so to speak. I've been so jaded from stuff like cookie-cutter isekais and tropey slice-of-life romances that sometimes I get worried that I've outgrown anime. But then I see something like Gachiakuta and I realize, you know what? No, I'm proud to be a weeb. I'm proud to have dedicated more than a decade of my life to learning about Japanese culture so I can understand these shows better. And I'm proud that I'm still at it. Hell yes to anime, and hell yes to this show. Here's hoping they keep up the pace.
Easy, 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 easy. You made your point, okay?
With that, I'm proud to say that Gachiakuta has the rare honor of going straight in at a 10 on my scale. But that's just, like, my opinion.
Everyone's on a completely different level than me.
Hey, do you want to share your thoughts on this review? Do you want to recommend me a show to review in the future? Do you want to see more content? Comment, like, subscribe, ring the bell, do it now! Ah!